Hey y'all, CB here at NBS Welding. Look what we got crack-a-lacking. My buddy got the new Can-Am Defender. Nice big side-by-side. He had another Can-Am and he just got this new one. And he's got the snow plow for his other Can-Am, and this new Can-Am that he's got is so new that bracket that holds the snowplow on the machine doesn't fit it, and they don't make one yet. So I got me some masking tape, and I've run it across a series of holes up underneath of here. When we were first looking at this thing, he was holding the plate up there, and he was saying, "Oh, just weld it on there." Actually, the way he was holding it was upside down, for one thing. And another thing is, you got to watch what guys tell you, because the guy just paid 30 grand or so for a machine like this with a powder coated frame that's made of high tensile steel. And he doesn't realize that you don't want to be welding on this. Just the corrosion problem created by burning the powder coat off is, one thing to consider, but the heat effect to a frame, just zapping and welding and doing shit like that, it's just not a good idea. If there's a way to use existing bolt holes and fasten something on there, that's what you need to do. And, if there's an issue with this bracket or whatever, you just take the bolts out and take it off and go on. So you can see there, I showed some of the fabrication work that I was doing to get the new bracket, or to get the old bracket to fit the new machine. And me and Miss Boss Lady Tina, we took the old Blazer and ran and got the snow plow so I could do some tests on it, and looks like we're on the right track. I've just got the bracket tacked right now. It's just got temporary tacks to see how it's going to work, and it looks like everything's good. We're all good with this thing, and I can tell that that bracket that holds where the cable goes through that sheave, that needs adjusted because it should be a little further away from the machine. But it's got a couple different series of holes that's going to make that something that you can adjust, and we'll take care of that with no problem. So this is a pretty good idea of what I got mocked up here. And you can see that at the front of this, there's some steel we definitely don't want there. If you were to leave that lower lip there on the front, you'd be scooping with it and catching on stuff. If you'd like to buy an NBS Welding t-shirt for $25, send Boss Lady Tina an email request. nbswelding@aol.com. Ran into something that I've been seeing a lot of buzz about lately with the plasma cutters. I got the Art Captain Cut 55 Pro, and I'm going to cut this lip off. The part of this that I don't want there, the part of the old bracket that I want to get rid of. And I was getting ready to... I got me a straight edge up there, and I got out the plasma, and I was getting ready to cut it, and it wasn't acting like it wanted to work. And this is something that's come up, so I'm going to mention, guys have run into this and found out that the problem was the tip. And I want to mention something that I saw a post about that I haven't tried, because one guy actually worked on his tip and got it working. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to change it out, put another tip in it. I've used that other tip quite a bit, and I'm not worried about keeping it. I just got me a new tip and put in there, and we'll see what we get now. Got this thing welded up and shot some Rust-Oleum gloss black on it from a spray can, and you can see on the front here where I've sloped that in the middle and got rid of that lip that was there. You know, if you run onto the bank or run onto the dirt or whatever, you know, that slope is going to be very helpful, you know, so there's not a catch there. And in the back, I've only got one bolt hole in the back that I can use. So I fabricated a bar that's going to go over top of the frame, and I custom made a couple of bolts out of all thread, 3/8 inch, welded nuts on them to make this apparatus where, even though I've only got the one bolt there in the flange in the bottom where there was an existing hole already in the buggy, I've got extra strength added by having this bar that runs across the top of the frame and is connected to the same bolt. And with that bolted on there, you know, that's going to make a big difference in strength wise to make sure that we don't have an issue there on the back. Fly this snowplow over here into place with my hillbilly bridge crane, and I get the thing connected on both sides to the bracket that we modified for the side-by-side. I'll disconnect the hillbilly bridge crane and then connect the winch from the side-by-side, and it runs through this silver shiv right here. And this is where you can see that when I run it all the way up, that shiv is too close to the machine. There's a couple different series of holes that you can adjust to correct that problem and get that a little further away from the machine. So as soon as I do that, this job is done. We're looking good on this.